Hi, everyone. First of all, it's a pleasure to stay here on stage. So regarding decentralization, this is kind of it's a thing which is still in development. We see right now 6 mining pools on Ethereum, which actually three of them can just put together and decide on something and scam everyone. And this is actually Ethereum is not decentralized from my point of view, and it will be very soon, in like 5 days, I hope. So it will be much more decentralized than right now. Decentralization for me is it's a set of actors which have the same world view. Yeah, doesn't matter where they are. And if some of these actors decide to like do something else, then we get kind of fork in the new branch, and the best, most efficient, most valuable branch would win. Yeah, this is what's happening in the forks of blockchains. We have seen Bitcoin fork to Bitcoin Cash, and at the end we are still the normal Bitcoin branch, which is the most efficient one, and we have like additional fork of Bitcoin Cash. Yeah. So the same happened with Classic, yeah, Ethereum Classic and Ethereum itself. So, and very important this setup is that there's no actor which decide everything, because this is vulnerability for this set of this system or ecosystem. That someone just decide by the gut feeling, maybe by getting some cash from someone or some benefits, or was threatened by someone, and they can maybe decide something what's not good for this ecosystem. That's why decentralization is very important. Also for us, from 1inch, we came to the idea to introduce the governance, which is kind of still in development. Also for other projects, it's still an experiment. But from our point of view, such an approach of decentralization and governance and kind of ecosystem could help also in the real world to govern countries maybe in the future, yeah, companies at least as well. From our point of view, a community don't have kind of the view how it should looks like, yeah. This is kind of very difficult thing. When the regulator came, they tried to kind of limit the functionality, yeah, from one side to protect retail customers, maybe also institutional customers, because we have people can also act in terms of like, can steal money, can abuse someone, and for sure they need to regulate to protect the people. But from other side, over-regulation is also bad, and from our point of view, we should be prepared for the regulation, but we should also teach, how you said, we should teach the regulators what we have right now, what we are building. We are innovating. We have, in the last like 5 years, a lot of innovation happened in the space. We got automated market makers. We got kind of decentralized approaches, how to interact with in peer-to-peer manner to exchange assets. We got also a really nice technology to get more privacy on the blockchain in terms of tornado cash, and now we see that regulator can be also very strict and react from our point of view, not in the best manner, and just put the programmer into the prison just because he wrote the code. And this is still kind of, how I already said before, experimental, and we need to communicate also with the regulators, and they need to be much faster than they was before, because now innovation happens every month. Yeah, if you like 1 year in DeFi are 10 years in traditional finance, I would say. So yeah, we need to improve that.
Do you think that regulation is going to open new possibilities for designing, let's say, protocols, products, or you see more limitations on this side?
I would say there are limitations, yeah. So the cool thing in DeFi is the freedom. So you can just write over 2 nights, like I and my co-founder Anton Bukov, in New York on a hackathon over 2 nights, and a new solution, new innovation by aggregating decentralized exchanges, yeah, by using algorithms. You open actually over 2 nights a new market, aggregation market, which didn't exist before in this space. And strict regulation wouldn't like allow us to do that, yeah. And we just build it, and people start using that. So we build it in most kind of decentralized approach. So it didn't matter that we were still there. This program would still work. It's the first version of 1inch would still work without us. And this is kind of what decentralized systems has as a benefit, kind of. Yeah, I don't think so that it makes something faster. It makes slower, but it makes sense to regulate, to protect people, yeah, but not to over-regulate. The thing is, OFAC added contract addresses to the list. It's also something new, what didn't happen before. They didn't put the developers, they didn't put the company, which was, yeah, kind of acting as labs, software development company. They just put these smart contract addresses. Yeah, and I guess some people from OFAC posted also on Twitter and deleted a few minutes after it that yeah, the Tornado Cash was paid by supported by North Korea or something like that, without having any proofs or yeah, I don't know what else. It was crazy. So I'm scared. I have fear personally, because based on this action from OFAC, Netherlands just took one of my friends into the prison because he wrote the half of the front-end code, JavaScript code. Yeah? He didn't deploy the smart contracts. He didn't govern the smart contracts. Didn't run the front-end because it was on IPFS and also managed by the community. And they just put it in the prison and try to find out, yeah, how we can, yeah, what should we do with him from our point of view. So, and from our point of view, OFAC attack free speech and also privacy, because Tornado Cash is actually based on another project. They used a lot of open source code to build Tornado Cash, and this is an innovation in our space. It's introduced privacy on the blockchain, which is actually partially existing with other blockchains like Zcash and some other blockchains. But on top of Ethereum, privacy solution which helps you to hide your transfers, which makes sense. So, for example, Vitalik Buterin did a charity contribution to Ukraine, and he, of course, didn't want to show that because it can be dangerous. Yeah, so if you're flying to specific countries, you can get troubles because of this. Yeah, so also, yeah, this is kind of basic rights of a human to have privacy and free speech, and I think they acted like too fast and too aggressively. They maybe should speak before with the community about that before starting such actions. Yeah, I'm scared personally, because if every software developer, open source software developer can be put it in a prison just because he wrote part of the code, then a lot of people are right now under attack, I would say. So Tornado Cash had also a compliance tool. So what I would imagine that, for example, someone needs to cash out and this person used Tornado Cash, then maybe Binance, where the person is cashing out, would like to ask for the compliance proofs on Tornado Cash that this money is coming from the other wallet. It was possible, yeah? And that someone used these privacy tools in a bad manner doesn't mean that you have to disable and to destroy this tool itself. They have any way to cash out somehow, yeah? And they can follow through these financial institutes where they cash out, yeah? At the end. By onboarding new people, new developers, new users, of course, to onboard new users, we need to introduce institutionals in the DeFi space. That's why we need kind of a regulation, which is not over-regulated, but compliant with the institutional real-world financial standards, and then we will grow.